Okay guys, I'd like to give you some update what I'm going through with my connections for the tube routing. This assembly for radiator is basically something similar to multi-GPU setup. You have certain predefined distance and trying to fit the tubing there was a little bit challenging. My first attempt was I tried to put like something like 45-degree compression fitting there, but the space is too tight, I can't do it. Barbs didn't work either. So what I decided to do, I just will treat those two radiators as dual GPU cards and just will do connection exactly this way. So the question is what you use between point A and point B between two radiators, and obviously the answer was to get some sort of SLI connector. I would just connect it directly like this, but what I want to do is I also want to put some thermal probe, and also I need a point to drain my system. So it has to be a little bit more complicated. So what I did, I took this Q block from coolants and I added again coolants SLI connector here, which can be expanded if needed for longer lengths. And I played with different spacers to find the right connection so I can fit it perfectly there. Right, you see this is distance that I have. I can expand this fitting a little bit, but not much, so I need to find the right spacer there. And the answer was the best works again this rotary male-to-male spacer from coolants, and this assembly can be perfectly assembled. Here I can screw it, expand it with this expandable part, and I'm done. And what else I needed there is to make my drain point, and I also wanted to have a thermal probe. So thermal probe is easy, just use force connection for this Q block. And the bottom part, so I need basically to put something like 90-degree connector there. So it's better if it's rotating, so it's a little bit works better. And you run tube out of this connection and you drain liquid when you need. This will be the lowest point of my build, so this everything works perfectly fine. And I have some prototypes there that I showed you a while ago because the idea was to put either stop plug on a long piece of tube or use some sort of quick disconnects, and I have those quick disconnects, a little bit bulky, but those prototypes very easy to connect and disconnect without any need to press and rotate, so a little bit better construction than coolants. And so basically what I do here, I will just connect this quick disconnect, and that's kind of complicated construction I got there. And when I need to drain my system, I will just connect this piece with a big piece of tube, connect those, drain it, done, disconnected, that's it. If I wouldn't be that lazy, I probably drill a hole in my case, and this part actually can be screwed to the case connection, but I think that I don't want to have any work on metal anymore, so I'll keep it internal. So this can be removed, and that's what kind of connection I'll get between the radiator. From here, easy, just two 90-degree fittings, and this connection will go to motherboard, and this connection will go to my dual pump assembly. How is finished assembly look like? So I'll try to give you maybe a better view here. So my probe, connection straight, this draining part, when I need it, I connect my quick disconnect. When I don't need it, I take it off. So no mess. Alright, that's what I have here. Let's continue with the rest. Pretty good idea what I want to do in terms of reservoir and pump setup. I wanted dual D5 because there's a less noisy and DDC. Also I wanted two, not because of performance, but mostly because I want some redundancy. So if for whatever reason one pump will die, the second will take over. So I want to have two, and I use all parts that I already showed a few times in my videos, so I'm not going to go through the installation process and all the stuff, and just show you end result. So the top I use here is the EK dual serial top, very well known product. The reason when I choose this one, because I was thinking a little bit about bits power, which looks pretty cool, but I decided to stick to EK for the reason that I can attach reservoir directly to this product. And for that, for those who don't know, what you need to use here is a few parts, and I'll show you how you do it. To attach reservoir to this pump, you need a couple optional parts. One is a part which is called dual link. This is just like male kind of connector, the same size as EK reservoir. You can have two. I'm using here 50mm one, which has 50mm on one side and 50mm on other side, and that allows me to connect 50mm tube. But if you also want to use a 60mm tube, which is current generation of EK reservoirs, I just have it already, that's why I'm using smaller one. And you can have another link which has 50mm on one side and 60 on other. And all you do is just screw this link part directly to your pump top, and you screw the rest to this link on other side. You can either have existing reservoir, something like 150mm complete system, or if you don't have existing reservoir, you basically, again, you need to buy a few separate parts. One is tubing itself, whatever length you want, and you need to close tube on the other side. You can put either multi-option bottom part that I'm using here, this actual bottom of the reservoir, or you can use a top part which has only one thread in, and I just want to have a little bit more options. That's the reason I'm using other end with the bottom. And all you do, you just connect everything together, and entire assembly became as one device with a two pump top and reservoir attached to it. So the water goes to the first pump and get fed from this reservoir. Okay, so now the question is, after I make this assembly, was how I going to put it inside of the case. I tried a few places, and none of them worked, so I kind of created my own kind of design, so to speak, which I'm going to use. So what I did is I use all parts that coming directly with this top. They have two those plates that you actually can connect here and here, so we can put top horizontally and screw it to some surface. I just cascaded them to make a kind of leg. There's also some bracket coming with the package, which I also connected to the end of this assembly, and basically this became my leg, and I put the whole thing on the bottom of the case and just support the whole assembly here. So my reservoir is a little bit up, so my radiator is still the lowest point, so for draining I definitely want to make sure nothing is lower than this position. So, and I have nice above motherboard tray ending of this reservoir, so I can come up very nice clean tube connection. So there's a lot of benefits to do whatever I'm doing here, and hopefully everything will be not vibrate too much, not resonate too much, and I stick on my target with building silent build.